a guest on a show that I helped start.
Yeah, well, get used to it. You've been gone that long.
Hello,
We'll
everyone.
fill
My
you
name
in.
is
We'll
Scott.
fill you in.
Hello, my name is Scratch and Jack, and I am your host for Amazing Plastic across the pond. The Sunday Hangout. I'm all befuddled right here because the man of the hour, Richard, is here, and he's just been cutting up. So anyway, this is Amazing Plastic, your scale hangout Sunday night. I'm sorry. Uh, Joining us, we have some members of Amazing Plastic who are going to talk about scale modeling, but particularly, we're going to be talking about the scale model show, something that has been on hiatus for a little bit of time. And this was going to be a regular hangout, but it's going to be a special one now. And today we have joining us Richard Cleveland, and he gave birth to Amazing Plastic, and if you saw his hips, you could see that he birthed it rather nicely, and was able to. Anyway,
It was so painful.
he has been on hiatus all summer and working very hard on the Amazing Plastic the Scale Model show, and we'll be talking about that, about him, and about the show itself coming up. But first, I'd like to introduce Danny Monaghan. How you doing?
I'm fine, and it's Monahan, but don't worry about it. I'm good, thank you, Jack. How's everybody doing? Hello, I'm Dan Monahan, aka the Army King, here in Amazing Plastic. And pretty much it's been quite hectic for me. I recently started a new job, so I'm actually very tired. But I'm going to do my best and try and keep everyone's spirits lifted.
Oh, well, you are always good for that, Danny. Thank you. And also we have the paperman himself, James. How you doing, James?
Good evening there, Jack. Yeah, I'm doing fine this evening.
That's good.
It's been a little cool today.
Yeah. Fall came, what, 6 weeks early this year? Huh?
Yeah, I had to put a liner inside my jacket when I went out for a ride this afternoon, so.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. And hi, Jay. How you doing?
Much better than I was. Much better than I was. I died earlier this week, but I think I've gotten over it. I still was not really able to do anything down in the studio today, but I've been actually trying to take it easy, like the doctor said. I never do that, and that's probably one of the reasons I don't get better faster. So.
Well, you know something though. You don't take a day off. You work when you do your work. You do your work. You don't take a day off.
Well, yeah.
You look remarkably well for a corpse, Jay. So
thank you very much.
Well, what I was going to say is that when somebody I know dies, I'll just tell them to get over it like you did.
Yeah, that works.
Well, Jay,
I was going to ask, is this Jay Zombie?
I was actually going to say, well, your regeneration looks fabulous. You did a really good job.
Regenerated in the same damn face. That was a mistake.
Wolverine ain't got nothing on you.
And never mind, I was going to say something, but I'm going to say hi to Phil instead. The Misfit, Phil. How you doing, Phil?
Good, thanks. How's everybody?
We're doing good, thank you.
Yeah, I've not been doing too much today. It was a nice day, so I went out and broke the log splitter instead of doing some modeling. But yeah, I'm just putzing around with little Missouri bits.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Richard, where have you been?
Well, it's as many of you know from the inner circle, we had some issues personally at the latter part or midway through season 1. So unfortunately, we had to kind of terminate season 1 early. But since that time, we've been doing personal appearances. We've been doing spreading the good word of Amazing Plastic and the Hangouts and the Facebook and G Plus and all them good things that the kids all know about today. So we've been doing a wonderful job. We've been working really hard in the studio to get a bunch of episodes already in the can. So tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central Time, first show of season 2 will be on the air.
Tomorrow.
Monday.
Yes, at what time?
5 p.m. Central Time, which will be 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Excellent. Okay, something to do tomorrow night when I get home from work.
There you go.
And what kinds of things have you been doing on the show?
Well,
Can you-
we've been picking up a lot of what we kind of left in limbo last season. The Creature from the Black Lagoon, we've continued on with that. The big enterprise that I had that a lot of people knew about, but we never did on the show, the 33-inch TOS Enterprise, that is gone. It no longer resides in my home.
Oh,
We took it to our sponsor, PM Hobbycraft, and they displayed it. And within about 48 hours, I think it was, there was an offer to purchase, and the offer was substantially good. So I said, okay, done.
Nice.
So I don't even own it anymore.
Congratulations on your very first.
It's happy in somebody else's home. What else do we have coming up this season? We are going to do the tank this season, as we promised we were going to do last season. We've got some special interviews that I can't talk about just yet.
fine.
But we do have some special interviews coming up with industry professionals, not model makers like all of us, but I'm talking Hollywood model makers. So we got a couple of those coming up. What else we got going on? There's just a whole lot of stuff. Like, we're gonna get to the NX-01 this season. I promise. It is actually on the bench right now in a various stage of being completed. But with that being said, that's something that's coming up a little later in the season, and it might not be here when the actual episode airs. So
Uh-huh. Well, one question I have for you is,
sure.
this is pretty much the core group that got Amazing Plastics started.
Mhm.
And lately, both private and on Hangouts, we've done some reflecting on the past year. And we haven't had an opportunity to ask you and how you reflect on the past year.
Wow. I got to tell you, since starting Amazing Plastic with the help of the team that's here tonight, because I got to say, Amazing Plastic would not be where it is today without all of you. And I can't thank all of you enough for being a part of that and really putting your all into it and really making the community grow. Like, what are we at? Just under 1,000, aren't we?
Yeah, we're at 978. We
Oh, my
picked up
goodness.
2 members over the weekend.
Well, that could go up in the next week because today we ran a lot of episodes from last season at the Red and White Comic and Toy Expo, and people were asking all about Amazing Plastic. What is it? How can they get involved? And what are they going to see in season 2? A lot of questions that you guys are asking, and they enjoyed watching some old episodes while we were there. So it was a lot of fun. So I think we'll get over that 1,000 mark fairly soon. But as far as what excites me, I'm excited to see the growth, and I'm excited to see all my friends from Amazing Plastic again. Now that I'm going to have more time to kind of spend with everybody and maybe get into Hangouts a little more often. I do have another big project on the burner. It was supposed to be done during the summer. Unfortunately, other things kind of took precedent, so I had to back burner it. But it will be out before Christmas, and that is Amazing Plastic's first DVD. We are working very diligently to finish scripting it and get the model done that we're planning. And I'm not going to tell you what model it is, but I will tell you it comes from Mobius. So we're going to take it from opening the box right through to putting the last bit of paint on it. And we're going to talk about tips and tricks and things like that. But again, I haven't started filming it. It's still in pre-production. So that's going to be out by Christmas. I was hoping to have both of them out by Christmas, 1 and 2, but number 1 will be the only one out by Christmas.
Okay,
You guys
guys.
have done a fantastic job keeping it alive. I mean, it's amazing. Every day when I get a chance to kind of quickly look at Google Plus, I can see like there's tons and tons and tons of posts, and I've gotten so behind that I have to go back almost 4 months and start plus oneing everything, and I'm there for about 3 hours plus oneing everything. It takes a lot of time out of the day.
Well, yes, I do say on Cross the Pond and on this Hangout that I come home from work, and that's one of the things I make a point to do, other than have dinner, is
Right.
to check what's been going on during the day, and look at those builds that people have done, and possibly the videos they've made. I don't look at everything. It's nearly impossible. I'll tell you that, Richard. But there's everything for everybody. In other words, if you're interested in something or somebody else doing it.
Absolutely, there is.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and you know, the level of modeling that I see on our community inspires me to do better, and I give that credit to Danny and to Phil and to Jay and to you, Jack, and you know, a little bit to everybody, and James as well, because he's doing amazing things with paper models. And every time I see one of his paper models, I feel like I'm 12 years old again, and I go, woo!
I swear they're plastic, you know?
You know, I've actually shown some of James' stuff to other people here locally that have been coming into the studio. We've got a lot of guests coming up this season, and they look at it and they go, is that a plastic model kit? Where can I get that? No, this is all made out of paper. And they look at me like I'm smoking drugs.
Yep.
There's a modeler who just recently joined. He makes the majority of his models out of matchsticks and wood. He recently did a huge 9-inch Gundam figure entirely made out of matchsticks.
Wow.
And I was like, holy cow. And I mean, you can see all the individual matchsticks before he primers it and paints it and that. And then afterwards, you can't even tell. You really can't even tell.
Well, there's a big announcement coming, I think, by episode 6. There is a big announcement that we're going to be making. I can't really talk about it here. Some of you already know. But the final, let's just say the final check hasn't arrived, and we can't mention them on the show until the final check arrives. But it's really exciting for the community. It's really exciting for the show, and I hope that at some point we'll be able to give some of their products away.
Nice.
Cool products.
Yeah.
They
Products are always...
I can tell you this. They make paints, tools, models,
Okay, stop.
glue. That's all I can say.
That narrows it down to about only, I don't know, 6 companies.
They've been around longer than I have.
That numbers it down to 2 companies.
And they're older than Jay.
That numbers it down to 1 company.
There you go. So I'll leave it to your imagination, but we can't say the name.
Of course not. But they are a fine German product.
Anyway. So, you know what? I think everybody's pretty quiet because they've forgotten who you are.
No.
Well, I have this mustache and this little thing under my chin, and
actually, I was going to say, with the NX-01 build, I plan on getting me an NX-01, but I'm not painting mine silver like everyone else. I'm painting mine like it looks like the original Enterprise.
well, I have to kind of do it like Doug Drexler told me to do it, because we're really trying hard. As some of you know, I'm working very hard with a tourism board here in Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
The place is called Vulcan, Alberta, and I've been working with their tourism board all summer to get their new convention, which is a amazing show for next year, and we're looking at having Doug come up. So I have to do the NX-01 so he can sign it.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm doing...
If I don't do it right, Doug will slap me.
Of course. See, the NX-01 I plan on painting it up to look like resemble the original Enterprise. You know, the duck-haired grey and everything else. It's even going to have the Federation red stripes along the warp nacelles and stuff.
Nice.
That's what I plan on doing, is making it very reminiscent of the original Enterprise.
This is the 350 you're talking about, is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that's what I plan on doing.
I ask because, as you can tell, I can't decide.
I keep telling you, Doodle Millennium Falcon. Doodle Falcon.
Yeah, I just might.
Doodle Falcon.
I have to do the models I can afford, because all the other there's some models that I have to spend a lot of money to build. So.
And also, I've been talking to some friends, some other artists, and some other model builders about doing a line of sci-fi paints specifically just for certain kits like Klingon D7s, Enterprises, Federation colors, stuff like that. Because I understand that some companies don't have their pre-mixed colors. This is why you look at the color chart and it's like, if you're using, Tamiya, it's this color mixed with this color. And so what I plan on doing is just a flat-out Federation gray with the red and everything that works for every Federation model kit, and things like that. And that's what I have planned. And it's that Nick Ambergy guy that got me hooked on it, because he kept bitching about how he couldn't find right colors for the right model kits. And I turned around and said to him, well, what we need to do is make our own little paint sets, kind of like how what Vallejo does when they have like specific German armor colors and stuff like that. I got that sort of idea, but do like Klingon, the specific green for the Klingon vessels, and then the grays and everything else. So you just buy that paint set and it covers every Klingon vessel that's been produced so far. Do you see? And then that way, you can also do it for other sci-fi models like a Cylon battleship, the Galactica, and stuff like that, and other kits, so you can sell the paints individually, in sets. And I plan on only doing a gray primer, not a white or a black primer, simply because if you use a white primer, your darker colors are still going to come out a little bit lighter than they should, which wouldn't match. If you use a darker primer, if you use black as a primer, your lighter colors are going to look darker than they naturally should. So if you go with a gray primer, because it's a neutral tone primer, your lights stay light and your blacks stay black, basically. And
Yeah,
so,
I do think that the sci-fi modelers don't have like armor. Armor already has the colors already set. All the companies make them, and cars the same thing. And then again, you can paint a car any color you want, for that matter. So.
But I just feel that the sci-fi guys kind of get the short end of the stick when it comes to paint selection.
Sure.
And so that's what and I've been talking to some friends of mine who have been thinking about investing in it. And so I've contacted a few paint companies who have the master molds like Deco Art and things like that, and they're trying to get together some sample colors and that for me. So then we're going to look at marketing and branding and then packaging, and then get some test sets out to the guys here at Amazing Plastic, especially you, Jack, you, Jay, because you're doing a whole lot of 40s sci-fi ships like your Flash Gordon and stuff. And that's the sort of thing we're aiming for, is universal kits like the UFO kit, like what Mike was doing with the alien and stuff in it, and what you're doing with the Flash Gordon, and what you do, Jack, with all the various sci-fi kits you've got, Star Wars, Star Trek, and get the kits out, get feedback, and then adjust the kits accordingly, and then, see, that's the one thing I want, is I want honest market feedback when it comes to the paint kits. I mean, if you look behind me in my paint booth, there's like 50 different types of paint bottles in there with different paint colors and combinations, thinners, flow aid, you name it. I'm trying to get it down to an exact science. So that if someone says, "Oh, I need a gallon of Federation Gray," what the hell are you painting? I can put it in and then ship it, and and again, it's all about customer satisfaction.
Well, Richard, I just want to shift gears a little bit. Check out the chat, and I am almost ashamed to forget the name of my twin in this community.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about David Stahl.
David Stahl, yes.
David Stahl. Yeah, last season, unfortunately, we didn't get to air the tour of the glue factory from the Mr. Sticky Glue Factory that he had sent me. It's all cut together. It's ready to go. It is coming up very early on in this season. Like I said, a lot of things that we didn't get to last season because of having to cut it short, we're going to kind of pick up and do this season. So the seasons have kind of changed a little bit, but it is what it is, and I think that with everything that's happening, or everything that's has happened, and all the stuff that we're looking forward to, I think this season is going to be bigger and better. We're looking at 22 episodes, which I have to remind all you guys, we have a live Christmas episode coming up in December, so make sure you mark that on the calendar. And this year, at the end of season 2, I want to have a live summer going away and to kind of kick off our summer break with Naked Ape, because I'm going to be traveling a lot this year. In the new year, I will be doing, as far as conventions, Calgary, Edmonton, Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg, and I think one of my last ones is going to be New Jersey.
Oh, so you're finally coming to a decent country then?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So you're
You know, they
finding
may
it-
not let me across the border
Oh, wait
because
a
I'm
minute.
so ugly,
A
but
decent country. He's talking about Jersey for all. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to a decent country, just not a decent part of the country.
To all our Jersey followers, we apologize when we're just ragging on you. You just FYI, you know.
Jersey is a country. Oh,
You know-
what's up?
Do you know what I want to know, Jack? I want to know what Phil's been up to because he's been awfully quiet sitting there.
Yes, he's plotting our demise.
But I'm always quiet. I always just sit and listen.
You know, we know you better than that. You know that, right?
See, notice
Just
the
because I
hand.
haven't been around all summer doesn't mean I forgot.
He's already signaled the death squads out with the hand. You know, it's like power up the lasers.
Focus
No,
on
but
Calgary.
I just going back to, I promised David that I would say something to you because he really wants to see his video. So.
Mhm.
It is coming up this season, I promise.
Okay. So you heard it here, everyone. David Stahl's Glue Factory tour is going to be, and from what I hear from David, it's going to be pretty darn cool. It's
It
going
is
to be
very
about
cool.
glue.
I just want to give you an idea of what my day looks like. This is from last week. This is my calendar from last week. So all the green parts
I
are working
got you.
on amazing plastic, and all the pink parts are working on other stuff.
I got you beat. Look at that.
Yours is blank.
Yeah, 'cause
Man, he's got all the time in the
working
world.
from home. That's what I do these days. On the weekends, I model. Well, anyway, enough about me.
What happened to Phil? He got quiet again.
So, no, you're busy. Oh, well, you know what? There's something else I want to bring up too, though, because you mentioned the Christmas show. I'm planning on doing another 48-hour hangout. It's on the last weekend of November. That will be the American Thanksgiving weekend.
Cool.
That's going to start Friday morning and go for 48 hours, which will make it Sunday or Sunday morning. Last year we did it. It ended up being about, I'd say about 60 hours. So we can't count. We counted 48, but we can't count. So it was hugely popular, and I'm going to try to get my laptop done because I want to broadcast live to start the hangout with the Ice Bucket Challenge. And Danny and I said that we're going to do it that weekend, and I think we should, I don't know what it's like in Utah, 6 a.m. Friday morning on the last
Very
Friday.
brisk. It's very brisk. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be wearing a couple of layers of thermal long johns, and it's
You
still.
know something? No, okay. I'm gonna see what I can do, but I'm gonna see if I can open up the weekend with me doing the bucket challenge. So,
Danny,
And-
I gotta tell you, man, I did the Ice Bucket Challenge a few weeks ago, and because early part of this week, I don't know if anybody saw it, but we had a huge snowstorm up here.
Yes, I saw your
And
Facebook post.
I walked out to get into my buddy's truck because we were going to pick up these wonderful T-shirts and stuff. And guess what happened?
What?
The tree decided to give me another one.
Right,
Exactly right at the base of my skull and all down my shirt. I was like, "Holy Christmas!"
Yeah,
So not only did I do it once on camera, but I did it twice for the whole neighborhood.
Okay, this will be, I think, like my third time I've been called out. I got called out twice during my live streams by other live streamers that have done it. And the third time I got called out by a model builder. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'm going to do it. And so the people I'm going to nominate, I'm going to wait until I do the video. But, yes, I'm going to be holding off. So get ready, Phil. That's all I'm going to say.
Get ready, Phil.
Because you're quiet.
What is the purpose of this?
It's to raise awareness about ALS.
Which is Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yes, Lou Gehrig disease. I've already donated $50 from the sale of one of my model kits. I sold it to Troy Hicks, and I donated the money immediately to ALS. And I still did the bucket challenge as well to raise awareness. So.
Well, I'm going to hold out till the bucket challenge in November before I donate any kind of money.
Mm-hmm. And so, yes, it's a.
I'm even thinking about proving the fact that I wear underwear. So.
Mm-hmm. That would be scary. Jack only in his underwear. Please tell me. Just,
And it would be out in the yard too, so my neighbors get to watch.
oh God.
I don't know about. I don't know about.
You know, we're going to read in the newspaper that a
Publicly
tall man with a porn mustache and curly hair was arrested for being naked in his front yard while he poured ice cold water over himself.
I wasn't even thinking the front yard. I was actually thinking the backyard. So.
Oh, amateur. I'll do it in the front yard. Hell, I'll do it on Main Street. I don't care.
You're on the corner.
Yeah, exactly. I did it once before in my backyard, and it was during the middle of the summer, so it didn't really feel that
All
bad.
I know is, if I do it, I'll turn female.
I will. When I do it, I will put annotations up on the YouTube channel. Please lower your volume. You may hear a girl screaming. Just on the off chance, that some people go deaf or pop a couple of eardrums, and a couple of dogs from a couple of towns over.
I'm going to end up having to do it in costume. So now that Jessica's back from the convention, we're going to try to shoot that this week.
Damn it! Now I can't call you out. Oh.
No, Carwin beat you to it.
Yes, I know.
Jay. Pick a warm afternoon.
We don't have any of those here anymore.
Not anymore.
Not even today?
Well, if you call like 60 degrees warm.
Although, yeah. I do have to admit, the one person who's done the best ice bucket challenge to date is Patrick Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
He
got drunk.
No, he wrote a check, cut the check, got himself some whiskey, put some ice in it, and just went and just drank. That right there is class. Right there is class.
That actually was one of the better videos I'd seen.
Mm-hmm.
With all the flack that's been going out about the ALS challenge, I gotta say, Sheen's video.
Yes, the money. Yeah, that wasn't a bad one either. Yeah.
That was so apropos, and I thought, he's got a point. But I mean, at the same token, he wimped out of the challenge. He just dumped 10 grand on his head and said, "This is what donating is all about." Whereas the idea of doing the challenge is to shock your body into momentarily feeling what it's like to suffer from Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
And believe me, I can tell you from personal experience,
it's cold.
Man, I felt like my entire body was shutting down. And then when the ice hit my underpants, it was no good.
Yeah, I had an ice cube fall down south in between my cracks, and I screamed like a girl. Yeah, it was not fun. It was not fun. And my wife was laughing her ass off at me, at my misery.
I'm thinking wearing a full button-up trench coat will be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
The viewers are probably thinking, what does this have to do with model building?
It has to do a lot with it, actually, because I know someone who does suffer from ALS, and to help pass the time, he actually builds models. And it gets to the point where he starts, his hand will lock up because he has medication and stuff, and he has to stop, and then that's when I do you want me to finish the model kit for you? He's like, yeah, sure. So, and he does like sailing ships and snap tight kits. He doesn't do like, skill level 4 or 5 kits. He only does like snap tight kits and stuff now, because that's all you can do. But if you look on his shelf, he's got full on rigging sail ships, kind of like what Phil has. He was model building when he was 12, and he's in his 60s now. And so some of those models are damn well impressive, and some of them are whittled wood that he cut himself and just carved and everything, and I'm like, wow. Mm-hmm. He actually carved a Sherman tank, because his dad served in World War II on a Sherman tank, and he actually whittled himself a Sherman tank, and it looked bloody impressive.
I love some of those old wooden ship models that basically consisted of a block of wood and said, now carve away everything that doesn't look like the boat.
Yep. Those are true master model builders right there. They make those architects model kit builders look like 5-year-olds. Oh, I'm going to build a house. Wow, grab a cardboard box. Boom, you built a house. But I'm glad the show's coming back, because the podcast is also going to be coming back as well. I've got a couple of episodes recorded that I will be uploading to the YouTube channel, as well as putting up as a live download for all you people out there, especially you, Tony McCash, because I know you like to download it. and listen to it on the car and at work. And when your work colleagues ask you who the hell you're listening to, you say some crazy English guy who spouts nothing but Republican. Yeah, never mind.
Man,
But,
I feel like we're having an intervention for an 80s music channel.
yeah, we are. We are. It's all about the music, man. You know, and MTV reunion, yeah. But no, and so the podcast will be coming back, and I got to thank Carwin for taking over certain aspects of the podcast for me during them Island of Misfits one where they do this kit's coming out, that kit's coming out. I originally started doing that during my podcast, but I told Carwin that due to work issues and conflicts, I couldn't get the podcast out in time, so he took that over for me. Thank you, Carwin. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Again, I want to say a big thanks to all the other guys that host their own hangouts under the Amazing Plastic banner. UJ, Heath, Carwin. Oh God, there's so many of you guys. God, there's Jay. There's there's so many of you guys. And I want to thank you, Richard, for starting this crazy boat ride that it is. And I'm telling you one thing right now. I'm enjoying my stay here, and I plan on staying here for a lot longer than most.
You guys are gonna make me tear up.
I
I love all you guys, man. I missed you all summer long, but I've been busier than.
Streetwalker during Mardi Gras.
There you go. Or a hooker in a Catholic church.
Actually, I'm going to screen share something quickly. This is one of those Gundam kits that was made entirely out of matchsticks I was telling you about.
Oh wow!
Oh, really? Is that matchsticks?
Entirely made of matchsticks.
I was wondering. I didn't really zoom in on that because I was busily getting ready for the show.
It's entirely made of matchsticks. And it's absolutely bloody amazing.
Hey guys, I'm just looking over at the Amazing Plastic YouTube channel, and I just want to say this to you guys, that we're 853 subscribers.
Wow.
And we've had 19,544 views to date.
Wow.
So
Freaking
thank
A.
you
Very cool.
to everybody who watches the show. Thank you to everybody who works behind the scenes, everybody who submitted to season 1, Jay, Phil, James, Danny, and of course Jack. You can't forget Jack. You guys.
And the guy's name is Alex Durham. I'm not sure if I'm murdering his last name, but it's Alex. This is the guy here that does it.
That's cool.
He actually does reviews of the full kits.
Oh, that's cool
and he
stuff.
He actually scratch builds his own. So the guy's amazing. The guy's got some serious great skills. I believe he's actually German.
Yes.
So yeah, he's one of our German followers, and we do have some European followers. I recently bumped into a whole bunch of Russian guys, and I had to ask them nicely, very kindly, could you please speak English for me for a quick second? And so they did. And I'm like, so what's going on? And I was, we just joined this Amazing Plastic group. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm one of the members. And so we got talking for about half hour, and their English was better than mine by the end of it. But no, they mostly do armor, which is what we got talking about, mostly about Cold War era armor tanks and stuff. And so yeah, and there's also Dirk's doing a papercraft Moonraker build.
Yeah. Dirk has gotten recently into a lot of paper. Wow, big fan following there. James, what do you think?
Well, there is. No, it's good. I think variety is good. I mean, just the same as I slip back to plastic every so often, too. So.
I did paper as a kid. I didn't print them. I actually made the parts from paper, and I did paper as a kid. And when I got back into modeling, I promised myself I wouldn't do it because when I was a kid, I've always wanted to have plastic kits. The only thing I was able to do is scratch build everything. And so as an adult, I get the opportunity to do the plastic kits now. So maybe scratch building would be kind of catching up to me soon, but I don't know. I'm having too much fun with the plastic kits.
I occasionally do papercraft models, but they're mostly full-scale Titans for a tabletop game called Warhammer 40,000.
Mm.
Because I am not paying $9,000 for a Titan when I can just print off the schematics and build it myself.
Mhm.
And I end up using, I don't use regular card stock or anything. I end up using those little car for sale signs because they go through a printer and you can print off the templates on them. And when you cut them up, they're actually a lot more stronger and rigid. And they actually glue together just nicely with poly cement because it's strip styrene. It's sheets of styrene, basically. So the model itself doesn't need all these extra supports in certain areas and stuff like you would with papercraft. But yeah, I got to give props to you there, James. Papercraft, the way you do it is just absolutely amazing. From the posts you put up and stuff like that, I'm just blown away
Thank
each
you.
time I see your updates. So I'm just like, wow, it's insane. Especially when you did the engine.
The engines?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
for
engines.
my 329, yeah.
Yeah, those were absolutely amazing. I was like, wow. Next time I've got my eye on a specific P40E Kitty Hawk model kit,
Yeah.
but the engine detailing in it is really crap. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting paper and trying to make one out of paper because of you, Mister.
Mhm. Richard,
Yes.
the website needs to be updated, of course.
Oh yeah.
But
Tell me about it.
what I really want to ask you about, you made a transfer from the store.
The store.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will tell you that we ordered a T-shirt press to do our shirts and aprons and stuff in house. But when we got it, the handle was broken, so we had to send it back, and we haven't gotten our replacement yet.
What handle?
Because, as I said last season, we'll be closing down the cafe press store to bring everything kind of in house.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it makes it easier for people who want to get the amazing plastic T-shirts or the aprons or a coffee cup or whatever. Some of that stuff is still going to be farmed out, but it's going to be farmed out locally as opposed to going to, somebody like Cafe Press. So it helps to raise money for the show, for other tools and more model kits, and because I still haven't gotten a model manufacturer on board yet. So if anybody from Revell or Monogram or I don't know, somebody help me out here.
Round two.
Round two,
Epic.
Airfix. If anybody's watching this hangout tonight, contact me.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be happy to take your kits and build them on the show.
especially if it's armor.
But that being said, no, we are going to start doing that stuff in house again a little bit later on in the season. Once the website gets updated, which we'll be working on this upcoming week, because now that I've got a number of episodes already in the can ready for going out, it gives me a little bit of a breather to get some of this other stuff done that I've kind of been neglecting.
You know who should be contacting you is Lindbergh. And
Mhm.
Well,
The co-
Lindbergh is now owned by Round Two in North America.
is it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay, because the last I heard was the guy from Testers fired up Lindbergh, but that must be a little while back now then.
No,
Okay.
I noticed recently that there's a lot of Lindbergh stuff on the Round Two site,
Mhm.
Okay.
and they're starting to get into some of that older manufactured stuff. Who I'm really excited about right now, as far as their model kits go, is Airfix. Airfix has been retooling a lot of their kits,
Yep.
and I got to tell you, the retool on this stuff is amazing. When you put those two shells together, let's say you're building the Lancaster, you put those two shells together, they are almost seamless when they go together now. Like, it's just amazing. There's very little work that you have to do externally on them as far as fillers and seam lines go.
Nice.
And their level of detail has stepped up incredible. I've got the Lancaster here, and that's one that's we've built,
Mhm.
so it's coming up early in the season, but I can't show it to you because that would be spoiling things.
Well, Christina has shown some Airfix kits that she's working on, both on the community and then on Hangouts too. And she too says they've gotten really good.
They
I
have.
think
They're amazing.
they've raised the bar for themselves with their Typhoon.
Oh, what Airfix did? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got a 1/12 scale Typhoon out now.
Really?
Yeah, the thing is ginormous. And it's complete. I think they said it was like 2,000 plus parts. Complete interior, complete engine, complete wing spars, the works. You can do it like you know how you have the cutaway Enterprise. That you can do it in two. There's two builds you can do. One complete and one with a cutaway. Where you've got part of the wing missing, so you can see the machine guns, the rifle, and the racks of ammunition, the wing spars for the strength, the engine compartment, part of the radio and stuff like that. And it's actually quite bloody amazing. And I was like, holy cow. I know there's already been a couple of master model builders in Japan that have got their grubby hands on them and turned them into masterpieces. You know, one guy took it and actually did a diorama of it, crash landed from the movie Heavy Metal. So you got like this skeleton pilot trying to climb out of the plane after it's crash landed, which is wrong because it should be a Kitty Hawk. But anyway, that aside, it just looked really beautiful as a diorama. You know, it did the swamp just right, the trees, the foliage, you know, and it looks bloody amazing. It looks beautiful.
Well, there's someone here to say hi to you, Richard.
Where'd Jay go?
Jay left. He hasn't been feeling too well. I see that he's not home.
Ah.
Hey guys.
There he is.
Hello,
How you
Heath.
doing, Heath?
Hey, Heath,
Yes, Richard.
what is that on your head?
Hair. Hair.
Did you go and steal a Captain Kirk toupee?
No, I didn't. I have had enough of you.
Actually, if anything, I was going to say it looks like a treble's trying to make love to his head.
Actually, right now I'm getting ready to paint my B7.
Still looks like
I'm not much of a critic, though. I will say, though, I've been watching some, fan-based Star Trek episodes, and they're so cheesy and they're so poorly written. And they're just fantastic.
Oh,
It's
but
the
hang
only
on.
reason why-
That's a good
No,
one.
no, not that one. That's actually good. I'm talking about the. Oh hell. Anyway, the guy looks like he's got a Elvis wig on. It's like
And the
I don't know.
Star Trek continues.
the new voyages or
Whatever it is.
And I was watching that. Oh, I wasn't really watching. Well, I was watching it, but it was on. I was building my F-14 here, okay, and it was on. And I every now and again when I look over, and the only reason why Dr. McCoy is a character in that show is for one-liners, okay, punchlines, which makes it cheesy. You know, I love it. It's great. And I look over, and I'm like doing a double take. And I'm like, this guy looks like Elvis. But he's
I'm a honka burning captain, baby.
Whatever. I just think the fan base stuff is hilarious and good. Some of the stories are actually pretty good, but the acting, of course, is atrocious. And
Yes.
but they
Phil
do
looked like he
a lot
was
of money.
ready to throw something at me when I did that impression of Elvis.
Number one, I order you to take a number two.
But you know,
Always on Star Trek, aren't we, fellas?
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. But
Phil,
lot
don't
of
go away.
fan
Come back.
No, I'm here. I'm
But one of the things I do have to now bear in mind, I'm not going to rag on the show, but the one thing I do have to say about the Star Trek Continues series is what they've got going is they use practical models, practical backdrops, and practical studios.
yes,
So
yes,
like they
they
did
spent a lot
in the
of money.
original Star Trek. So I've got to give them props for that.
They
Okay.
spent a lot of money on it, and of course, Kickstarter had a lot to do with it. And I
Yes.
looked at their reviews, and their reviews are in 5 figures easy. So
Yes, and you know I've got to give them props for that.
yes,
I
Yes, he-
cannot wait until the actual prelude to Axanar comes out. I think that's going to be that's a
Well,
lot.
Prelude to Axanar is out.
Yes, it is.
It's Axanar, which is the next one due out in July of 2015, which I have some news about, by the way.
Yes.
It will premiere first at the San Diego Comic-Con,
Yeah.
and the week after that, it has its first Canadian showing in Vulcan, Alberta.
Hey! That is most illogical.
Yeah, well, I don't know if any other model builders like truck builders, car builders would have such the corny joy that we have.
At the end of the day, I just think it's great that they're actually doing practical models and they're not doing CGI like Steve Neal did. Because when Steve wanted to do his
Axanar is CGI. Axanar is a CGI, but the new
the majority of
Voyages,
the
the new
battle card,
Voyages
yeah. But what I'm trying to explain to you is I mean like the bridge alone, okay? The bridge when they're doing scenes on the bridge of the Enterprise, that's a practical set.
Yes.
Unlike the one that Steve Neal does, which is all CGI with green screen.
Right.
You know? And you can tell the difference. You can spot the difference between the two.
Oh, absolutely, you can.
You know, and I'm sorry, I'm always a practical kind of guy. You know, I can't pretend. I can't see some guy holding a stick with a teddy bear on it, going, "This is a horrible, scary T-Rex." Oh, you know, it's a teddy bear for crying out loud. You know? And you granted they can't go back in time and grab a bloody T-Rex because if they did, I'd be running the opposite way like I probably should. You know. But you see the point I'm trying to make is sometimes actual physical, tangible things you can touch and move will always change how an actor portrays a role, and that's what I like about this new TV series that the Star Trek Continues. You know, and it's just a shame that Paramount doesn't want to do anything with it. They don't have to really do anything other than just support the show. You know, maybe put it on a Sunday night slot time at like 6 a.m. You know, instead of running bloody infomercials for a freaking magic bullet. You know? But
Or
no,
the flashlight.
Yeah, or the flashlight, exactly. And
Say the flashlight?
yeah.
Never mind.
That wouldn't interest you, Jack.
No,
In case anybody's wondering, I'm just masking up my B7 to do some painting.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Did you light it?
I'm not lighting this one. I thought I'd build it first, and then if I want to light it, I'll grab another one.
Well, you know, it's not that. I think that might be easier to light than the Enterprise is. Of course, the Enterprise is my nemesis. So.
Well, of
I'm a
course.
Star Trek fan that has the Enterprise as his model nemesis. That's
actually, Jack,
such a bad place.
I don't think you've shown Richard what you did with that scratch build, making the TOS destroyer.
Oh, okay. Well, I can.
Yeah, or the modified Miranda that you did.
Let's turn it
While
around.
he's getting that, let me tell you guys that when you see the new set, we've expanded the set a little bit. We actually have 2 benches now because I'm so messy I need 2 benches.
Of course.
And it's the new set looks really good. And Phil, this one's for you. Before we take our Christmas break, you are going to get the video that you so much asked me for last season, and that was how do I build my own internal paint booth.
Yeah. Thank you.
That you don't have to vent outside.
Yeah.
So here's the bash.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh. It's absolutely gorgeous.
If I do it head on, it's like very bright, but you could see that it does flash and does all kinds of neat stuff that the Star Collectors do. And I have a blinker.
Wow. That is
Have you
cool.
been keeping your eye on the channel?
I had not made a video of this.
No, but just on the website, Google Plus.
Yeah.
I've done some blurry pictures on on Amazing Plastic. I do want the, as you can see, what's missing, registry.
Yeah.
So
What we
still
could do is I plan on getting some green screen material. So when I start taking some more pictures of some of my better sci-fi ships and that, I'm going to take them on green screen so that the guys in the community can take them and put them into whatever backdrops they want and stuff for like screensavers and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
there you go. That's what I have.
I must admit, Jack.
That's
to be
awesome,
honest,
man. Beautiful job.
Timber, we have a lamp down. Jack, I have to say, that destroyer class, that's my favourite one of yours. That is brilliant.
It does look extremely beautiful. And
And,
he did the Miranda class without the roll bar on the top. That still looks just.
this has. I'm building my own stands too.
Mhm.
So this is the Miranda. Hold on, let me get the electric again.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is absolutely bloody beautiful, man.
That's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And I got
Well done.
the registry light too, shining. No registry yet.
Uh-huh.
What in the hell has Phil brought out?
That's his
It's PT-109, yeah.
PT-109.
My God, that is gorgeous.
Yep, that's his PT-109. It's absolutely beautiful.
Phil, when I grow up, I want to be just like you.
You only have 5 years left to do it.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well done.
Mhm.
Well done, sir.
You know what I did though? I finished it. I took photographs of it. I posted it up on Amazing Plastic, and this guy in Japan makes a comment. And he says, "Did you really mean to hang the American flag head down?" And I nearly died. I ripped that off the web so quick, but yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It was a quick, fun little build, and it's come out really sweet. But I thought you'd like
I still think we should put out a calendar and have, certain modelers builds just like what Phil just did there as the picture for the for that month. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree.
that'd be
'Cause
good.
that would be a beautiful like April or May right there. You know?
I
Yeah.
agree
Well, once
100%.
my Enterprise gets done,
Oh,
you're going to love it.
I gotta put it back.
And so that's what me, Carwin, and Tony have been talking about doing is doing a digital one. Yeah, doing a digital one at first. You can just right-click, save the picture, and put it on your backdrop or your computer. But then we were also thinking about doing an actual hard copy one and putting it up on the Amazing Plastic store for people
talk
to
to you
buy
about
and whatever.
I'll talk to you about that. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Richard, were you aware that I'm building my own navy in New York?
Yes.
Holy
Oh, here we go.
It's not finished yet. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going.
Holy. Now, where are you going to put that?
I have no idea.
He's building an extension to his house.
He's gonna put it. He's gonna put it next to his front door. He's gonna put it in his front door. Next time there's a flood coming through, he's just gonna hop in it and just go away.
Movie animal. Movie animal.
Or he should have one of those signs on his front lawn, which is "Break in, make my battleships day."
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Go ahead. Make my day. I am.
And actually, I've been waiting on a specific model kit to get to me, which is a Star Destroyer, one of the Lights and Sounds one,
Oh,
with the fiber optics.
don't tease me,
I
Dave.
actually got it for a steal on eBay for like $60. So
Well, I've been told I'm not allowed to have any more model kits. So some of the ones in the house go away.
say, honey, they're product reviews.
I've actually been told by the senior Tompkins in the house,
Mm-hmm.
you do not buy any more kits until at least you finish your enterprises.
Yes.
Okay, that's easily done.
And my other half said, get more kits. You look bored.
Mine's just smiles.
Yep. I'm.
He smiles, he says, another package to wife.
Also, another thing I'm going to
No,
be doing for the
actually,
Amazing Plastic
when
Group.
I get a box in, is it? Oh, you thought of me and you bought something.
I
No.
plan on building a clear display case for my model kits, and I've got the plans and everything, and I'm going to be getting the Lexan and stuff and the glue and everything else, and I plan on doing a video series on that as well. That's going to go up on my YouTube channel on how to build your own display cases and that where models don't get dusty and stuff, you know.
You told me to do the Millennium Falcon, and I'll tell you what I'm going to actually do. In fact, I've been threatening to do this. Where is it? Here it is.
Uh-oh.
I have the stand for it. I'm going to do my first diorama, and this is
You're going to do the MASH helicopter. You finally got it?
Do the MASH helicopter landing pad, yes.
Nice.
The base is right here. It's a picture frame with some Luan in it, but I'm going to put it on the back side. This is my base right here.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Nice. I'm going to be getting some crown molding, some of that wood crown molding at my local hardware store, and doing it for the crown for the at Walker. I'm going to finish doing the chain guns for this sucker, and then I'm going to put crown moldings on the outside.
sure.
And
Danny,
make a perspex glass for it.
Danny,
What?
I'm just going to say one thing. I must have one of them. I must have.
Or else.
No, sorry. Not for sale. It was for sale. It was for sale at one point. I'm not gonna lie. It was for sale at one point, but the guy who wanted it just ended up joking me around. So I'm like, screw you. I'm keeping it for myself now.
But where did you? Is that available on eBay still? That kit?
Yes,
Or like-
yes. Believe it or not,
for a
I
pretty
got
good
that.
price.
I got that on eBay. $8 free shipping used. The kit was already pre-assembled, but it was really badly assembled. So I had to.
No, you know what, Heath? Star Wars is going to start coming out next year, I believe. They're going to
Yes.
come out with those models all over again. So don't you worry about it. They're going to come out with them.
Oh yeah, I already know that. I already know that they're planning on doing you know how they did the B wing, the A wing, and the X wing in a set. They're planning on doing the same things with the Imperial stuff as well.
That would be a nice fine mold set if fine molds would ever do it that way. But I don't think they do sets like that.
No, because they realized they'd make more money splitting it up than they ever would putting it together as a bundle.
Oh, certainly, but still.
And when it comes to model kit companies, they need to make every penny that they can.
No.
Which is a bit of a shame if you ask me, because at the end of the day, I would be, again, with me starting up my own paint company, I'm more about getting the product out there first, and then thinking about the I mean, yeah, granted, I wouldn't mind making a little bit of money as well at the same time, so I can keep the lights on and stuff. But at the end of the day, I know, again, from building sci-fi models as well as armor, to get if I want a specific paint for an armor kit, all I got to do is just go online, type in the year, the nation, and boom, there's the kit. But when it comes to like the Cardassian Galore ship, I had to custom mix every goddamn paint for that ship because I couldn't get them. Same as the same as the Reliant, same as
I want to ask you I'm going to be doing this. I think it's a 48 scale. Helicopter, and I want I'd like to get the Jeep coming up the ramp, and I want some people waiting on the side for the helicopter to land. And there is a helicopter guy, pilot, and I don't think I have bodies to go in the stretchers. I don't think there are stretchers with this.
Believe it or not, PM Hobbycraft, one of our sponsors, actually does have 1/48 scale military figurines.
World War II or Korean War. World War II would work.
Both, even up to the Gulf War.
I've been looking for it and I just can't find it. I guess I gotta go.
Let me get the link and I'll screen share it for you.
It's okay. I will look for it if it's at PM. I gotta close down the show because a whole hour has gone. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So Richard, what do you think?
What's not to think? I mean, you guys are great. I love hanging out with you. I've missed hanging out with you. I'm going to have more time to hang out with you, both during the week and in hangouts like this. And like I said before, if it wasn't for you guys, Amazing Plastic would have died over the summer. And I can't thank you guys enough for being there and getting my back and keeping it alive all summer long. And And Jack, you do a fantastic job on these Hangouts.
Thanks. I
And
try.
you know, with all the contributors that we have, you guys are the best. That's all I can say.
Well, I think you hit the nail right on the head because not that we have only a passion for models, but I think Heath said it good that we actually like each other as people.
That's
Yes.
true, we do.
And I think most of the members kind of like each other as well, and they do share. And all the comments that I've seen are all positive, and we're keeping in line with what you started with. This is supposed to be a positive place, and if we had a disagreement or don't like something, we should say at least why, and not just to say
Yeah.
you did it wrong, I don't like it, it sucks. If you say that, you got to at least back up with why,
Well,
because
you
that's
know,
how I.
that's an opinion. That's not a creative criticism in my
No,
mind.
right. Creative criticism is to say why you don't like something.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just say, oh, it's the wrong color. Because quite frankly, I think that we are artists in our own rights. I mean, look at what
Color
we
is subjective.
Hmm.
art is subjective, yes. So and there is no good reason why to criticize somebody for painting the car a wrong color, or better yet, the Enterprise the wrong color. So because let's paint it hot pink. After all, it could be whatever you damn well please it to be.
Well,
You
you
know?
know, Jack, just before you let us all go, I just want to say this, that, you know, you and I had lots of talks before we started the AP community, and we had lots of talks after the AP community. And first and foremost, we wanted it to be a place of encouragement where everybody could come, regardless of their skill level, and learn and grow and be better modelers at the end of the day. And I think that we've achieved that, and the numbers certainly reflect that.
And just as I was heading into this, how the discussions were gone between us and everybody else here. We've all had it. Phil and Danny and everybody's here has talked about how we like or dislike or something. And most of the time, I think when it comes to a dislike, it's what we have done. And it's usually because we didn't follow the lead of some of the other members who happen to know better than us. And I think even Jay said it good too. It's not that we have talent, it's that we have skill. And I think that's important to remember.
And most importantly, when someone says, "Oh, how did you do that?" they don't say, "Oh, it's my little secret." They actually just lay it out on the line. This is how I did it. These are the products I use. If you can't get these in your country, use these alternatives. You know, we lay bare everything. It's not just necessarily our skill or our talent. It's the fact that we openly share stuff without saying, "Oh, what's in it for me?" You know, because what's in it
And
for
you know,
me is if
that's really important what you're saying, Danny, because we can look at a million other communities and YouTube videos and Facebook pages and web pages, and at the end of the day, there's a common theme that runs through them. It's all about me. But with Amazing Plastic, it's all about us.
Yep.
As a community, and that's really important to remember. So any new members that are watching this right now and that are thinking about coming on board, I encourage you to, you know, come on to Amazing Plastic and hang out with the guys and learn something that maybe you didn't know before. And we've got a huge talent pool of people here. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a big mouth. I mean, that's really what I am. But you know, the show survives, and the content that I have for the show really comes from each and every one of you guys, because I learn from you guys just as much as people learn from what I'm putting out in each episode. And I stole it all from you guys.
We expect
he's honest.
royalty.
And if we don't share, the hobby won't grow. And we
Absolutely.
won't get new people that'll stay.
Exactly.
As artists, I like to think of ourselves as artists because that's what it is. I mean,
Agreed, 100% agreed.
it's an art, and yeah, we can call it playing with toys, sure, because we make a game out of it. But I think in the end, it's how we view the world and the things around us, and we just like an artist painting or sculpting, we're expressing ourselves through our models. So.
If I may just announce something before we finish, there has been a little bit of a change with the Isle of Misfits Hangouts. It's going to be a bi-weekly Hangout now
Okay.
instead of a weekly because
When is it? When is it starting bi-weekly?
it's starting bi-weekly as of next week on the 25th. On the
Okay.
25th.
And the Isle of Misfit Modelers is another Google Plus community that Heath heads off with Jay Barron, who had left because he's not feeling very well. He's been having a flu lately. But anyway, the Isle of Misfit Modelers is more of a cut-up place, I think. It's just a lot of new things. What's coming out on the market? What is being built? What is being looked at? And very much less formal. Less formal than the AP Hangout.
And very fun. And it's fun too. So
Sure.
come on in.
We certainly do cut up. At least I know I'm less restrained.
Well, it's nice to have you in there, Jack, because it gives you a break from hosting.
Yes.
Puts all the pressure on me.
Well, there you go. Because what you're doing right now, you're modeling. When I'm on your show, I'm modeling.
Yes, but that's okay.
Anyway.
Go on.
Yeah, just on the 25th, check out the new Google Plus community, the Misfit Modelers, the Isle of Misfit Modelers. And I'd like to thank Danny. I'd like to thank you all. And Danny, let's start with you. Thank you for joining us. I know you're a little under the weather and tired. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
and,
you're welcome.
Making this show with Richard a success. And same with you, Heath. Sorry that you didn't get the original invite, but I'm glad I got you in and I got to say something.
That's all right. I was a bit pissed off, but that's all right.
Can you repeat that for me, please?
He
I
was
was a bit angry. I was a bit angry at the press.
He's an Aussie. He'll get over it.
yeah.
Oh, of course.
If this is your angry, I hate to see when you're really angry.
Yeah, just
You don't want to know.
give him a beer. Give him a beer. That'll calm him down.
No, I just finished my beer.
James, thank you for
Yes.
joining us. And,
Well, you're welcome, Jack.
And of course, you too, Phil. Thank you for joining us as well. And Jay, if you're watching, thank you too for joining us. And sorry you had to leave so early. And Richard, above all, thank you for stopping by finally. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central.
No, 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
The new Amazing Plastic season will begin, and looking forward to it. And
Yeah,
where will we be able to find it?
It's been a busy summer. It's been a hugely busy summer, and I've been working my butt off to, honor the commitments that unfortunately I was not able to do last season. And these things happen from time to time. It's a good thing that we weren't a network paid show.
Where can we find the Amazing Plastic to Scale Model show starting tomorrow?
Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to find it on our website, which is amazingplastic.com. You'll be able to find it on our YouTube channel, which is Amazing Plastic on YouTube. And also, the episode will be posted or linked to on our Amazing Plastic community.
Okay, very good. And this is your host with the, not so much the mostest, but thank you for joining us and thank you for participating in this community, because without you, we wouldn't have the vibrancy that we do. Just check out our community and see every day somebody posts something and you'll learn something about your craft. This is Crouch and Jack. Thank you for watching and see you in a couple weeks. Have a good night. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye,
night.
guys. Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Don't glue your fingers together.